Open Minds Media. The reality we live in can be a very strange place. Most of the time, fact being stranger than fiction. How will we ever start to understand this reality we live in unless we question everything? Join me and a guest as we unravel the mysteries of this reality, one topic at a time. This is Inquiries of Our Reality with Shayn Jones.
What is up, Inquirers, and welcome to the expanse of deep open-minded conversation. I'm the one they call Shane, and today for you guys, I have Chuck and Karolina Morrongiello, two of the minds behind Three Rats Entertainment, here to talk about their upcoming horror film about West Virginia's own Snarly, a cryptid that well deserved a movie, along with some of their other film projects and some fun behind-the-scenes stories. But before we get into this one today, just a couple of quick news and updates. As you guys saw last week, I didn't end up dropping a Friday episode, and there may not be one this week. I've had a little bit of stuff going on in my personal life as far as the scheduling goes, so I haven't been able to record as much as I normally would like to, but everything should be going back to normal soon, and we should go back to the normal 2-episode-a-week drop. But every once in a while, there might be some weeks where you guys only end up getting one drop. And continuing on to that, of course, with some stuff going on, I originally remembered why I got rid of the Discord in the first place. Honestly, I just really don't like dealing with it. So again, the Discord is gone, but on the flip side of that, for anybody that's into the live streaming of the show, not only will we be on YouTube now, but we will also be on Twitch. So I got rid of the Discord, but I did make a Twitch account, so you guys will be able to find live content over there now, and you guys will be able to find that link down in the show description so that you guys can find it quick and easy. And as far as the t-shirt giveaway goes, we are still doing that, only at about 10, but once it reaches 50, I will end up doing a random number generator, and the winner will get one free t-shirt of their choice off of the Open Minds Media merch store. All you guys have to do to enter is fill out a 10-question survey that is all your guys' thoughts and opinions on the show to kind of help me out to kind of get the show going in a different direction this year, hopefully be able to grow the show more. So your guys' thoughts and opinions go a long way, so if you guys don't mind taking a few extra minutes to do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And talking about live shows, for anybody that's been catching Bizarre Inquiries, you guys can catch the next live show of that on August 7th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as I mentioned, it'll be available on the YouTube and on the Twitch this time. So if anybody's interested in checking that out or dropping any questions, clips, or articles, make sure you guys get those to us before then. And as we get a little bit closer, of course, we will be dropping some more stuff onto social media. And with some of the new stuff going on, I'm trying to reformat a bit of the show real quick. So with that, if you guys would like to support the show, you guys can do so through following the show on Instagram and Facebook. You guys can also go and check out the Patreon. There are 2 tiers available: ad-free / early access and full access. You guys can also go and check out the merch store. T-shirts over there are just $15.68 plus shipping. You guys can also leave a review. You guys could share the show. You guys could catch live shows on the OMM YouTube and Twitch channels. You guys could possibly even donate to the show. You guys could check out the affiliate links, which have some additional discounts and credits available. And the last way you guys can support the show and the work that I do over here is by going and checking out my other show, Bizarre Encounters with Shayn Orin. Anything that you guys do to support the show, I greatly appreciate. And all of those things that I mentioned are all available on the link tree, which is available down in that show description. And just one last thing before we get into the show: if anyone is interested in being a guest, sharing their experiences or encounters, or contacting me for any reason whatsoever, you guys can do so through email, which is inquiriesofourrealitypodcast@outlook.com, or you guys can call or text the Open Minds Media hotline. That number is 313-364-1551. If you guys missed that, it is available down in the show notes. And with that, let's get into the show. Please welcome to the show, Chuck and Karolina Morrongiello from Three Rats Entertainment. How's it going today, guys?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Shane, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Absolute pleasure to have you guys on the show finally. I've been hearing about you guys for a while now from Dave, aka Snarly Owl, for anybody that may not be familiar. Also kind of getting into the theme of today's episode, but I'm glad that, we're finally able to make this happen because I know you guys are doing a lot of interesting stuff on your guys' end.
Yeah, a lot of excitement is going on in our lives right now.
Yeah.
So I guess a good spot to start before we get into the nitty gritty. For anybody that may not be familiar with who you guys are, what you guys do exactly, and what Three Rats Entertainment is, why don't you guys fill in a little bit about your guys' background and exactly what you guys do?
Caroline, why don't you start?
Sure. So, as you know, my name is Karolina. That's Chuck. We are producers, directors. We make films since maybe 10 years right now. We have produced multiple films, award-winning films. Our last production, that was The American Ripper, that you can find on Tubi and other platforms like Amazon Prime. It's a horror thriller film. That movie won 10 awards for Best Feature Film, Best Actress, Best Music Score, and other awards. So we're kind of, we are in a fast pace because we have actually made in the past 2 years 4 feature films that are in post-production right now. So we are moving pretty swiftly right along with all our productions. And this year we are filming again. We are filming a huge production in New York. So kind of busy all the time.
Yeah, we've been a little bit swamped. I'm Chuck Morrongiello, with my beautiful wife here, Karolina, again. And I'm a director, I'm a producer. I'm also a professional lead guitar player. And I love playing guitar, and I used to play with a living rock and roll legend, Marty Balin, from the Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship. He was a very good friend of mine before his passing years back. But, we like entertainment. We like making films. We like to turn on people. We like to make people smile. We have a soft spot for thrillers and suspense and actually horror. We do like horror.
Creature feature horror.
Yeah, creature feature horror. So
it's the classics.
The classics. Yeah, I mean, come on. Who doesn't like horror,
Especially the creature features. That's like as classic as you can possibly get. Like, that's exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I grew up in New York, and I grew up not too far from the Amityville Horror House. And when there's a famous road that's maybe 5 minutes from the Amity Horror House called Mount Misery Road. And Mount Misery Road is considered one of the most haunted roads in the world. And it's right in Long Island. So that was one of our first films that we did, and we had fun making it. I actually shot it on a cell phone, and it went viral all around the world. And it was actually in Walmart stores, sold out in 1 week. And that's kind of how we got into this industry. That was back in 2016.
It's called Amityville Mount Misery Road, and also you can guys find it on all internet platforms. You can watch it on Tubi. It's a fun little movie. It's a fun for Halloween night. It's just it's a fun movie. It's about more like a paranormal activities and running around the woods and stuff like that.
They consider it like a Blair Witch kind of thing. It was, but actually it's based on a true story because it did happen in Mount Misery Road, where the settlers won the Indians actually warned the settlers not to go in that area because Long Island dates back to the 1600s. There's a lot of old towns that are named after Indian tribes and different things. So this area everybody knows about Mount Misery Road. You can actually just Google it. But they've had ghost hunters down there, paranormal activity. So we had found interest in the road. I already know about it when I was a kid. So I said, hey, Carolina, let's make a movie about Mount Misery Road. So one thing led to another. We had footage. We shot it on believe it or not, just me and her on a cell phone. It's kind of like a homemade film. And next thing we know, they were fighting over it in Los Angeles for distribution companies.
Yeah, they really liked our film, and we were kind of a little bit shocked, and that's how the whole thing started with making movies for us.
And that's kind of jump-started our careers, in the movie business. So since then, we've made the American Ripper, which is a very disturbing film that was shot in Tampa, Florida.
Bugs the Bunny Killer.
Bugs the Bunny Killer is another film that's coming out for Halloween.
That's a creature feature.
Yeah, that's a creature feature.
Bugs the Bunny.
You know, we work with our friends there at ITM Films that are in doing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Popeye's Revenge. I'm sure you heard of Bambi. That's going to be coming out, and also Pinocchio.
Yeah.
So we said, hey, let's make a film about the famous cartoon Warner Brothers character Bugs the Bunny. You know, so but we did our own twist on it, and so the movie's called Bugs the Bunny Killer.
Right.
Say it's all the public domain stuff. That stuff's always really, really interesting because it kind of has like a new twist on it because, you know, you kind of get something from your childhood, but you get this like dark spin on it. I mean, I feel like horror, honestly, is one of those things that it kind of gives you the most opportunity to be able to do stuff with it because you can take, like you guys did with your first film, taking some local folklore and you can really turn it into something. Then on the flip side, you can also do something where you take like these childhood things and basically turn them into something creepy. So I don't know, it kind of gives you more range to be able to do something original. And even on the flip side, trying to get into something for like your first film, for example, you know, horror is always one of those ones that you can do that first camera perspective where it looks like somebody's actually experiencing these things. And I feel like it's always like a really good start off point for people to be able to get into this type of stuff and not to expect to have like, you know, the giant lights, everything crazy set up right on their first shot. It gives you a little bit of a opportunity to get your foot in the door a bit.
Exactly, and you know we love horror, and you know that's kind of attracted us to the industry. You know, we watch horror films all the time, thriller films, and we also watch suspense films, and that's kind of how this all came about. You know, when we started hearing about Disney characters getting involved, you know, we said, okay, you know, we'll see if we can make a monster, you know, a creature, and that's kind of what we did. You know.
So Bugs the Bunny Killer is coming out this Halloween. We're very excited. And we can't wait, you know, to hit the market in Halloween time. And we shot it. Actually, we shot it in Poconos, right?
We shot it upstate New York in the
Lake
Poconos.
area.
Yeah, we worked with the New York Film Commission on that, and we shot it at a place called Lake Lackawack
Sanctuary.
Lackawack Sanctuary, and again, a sleepy town. That nothing's happening there. We found this lodge that's 130 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Cinematography is amazing. So we are really excited about that.
Karolina plays a great part in the film, and she actually won Best Actress in The American Ripper.
The American Ripper.
So that's another brutal film that we did. But this Bugs the Bunny Killers we're very excited about, and we're gonna you know, comes out for Halloween, and we don't want to tell you too much on that one, but it's a creature feature.
Say, without giving too much away for that film, I'm definitely curious how people kind of play it off. So as far as like kind of bringing the Bugs Bunny world into the real horror world, how did you guys kind of, again, without giving too much of the story away, kind of make that transition? How does he kind of come from that world into like the real world?
Well, you know, it's like you know, what's this?
So we have you know, we have a real life costume that we used on the set. So we had an actor that played that creature, and it's you know, it's not AI thing that many movies are making right now. It's more like a real feel, like a real creature on the screen. So yeah, it came out perfect. It came out really, really amazing. So I'm very excited to show this movie.
We didn't want to do the AI thing. And actually, we're actually in Meth Gator, Attack of the Meth Gator. They call it Meth Gator through Asylum Films. And me and Karolina played in the bonfire scene there. But we wanted to do this more of a kind of a organic, natural,
different lighting, and you know, we had a larger film crew at the time, and we shot it at this sleepy old town in Lackawack, and at this lodge, and we put that town on the map. So we had all the townspeople involved, and they were open arms for us to make the film. And everybody can't wait to see the film, you know. So it was a big experience, and we had a blast up there. And we shot it in June of 24.
or 23. It was in 23, June of 23. Then it went into post-production. It takes a while in post-production, to do a lot of different things. Karolina is a professional editor. So we basically had to make sure that everything looks right. And the music, we put our own music in our films. We do, because we're both musicians. So we kind of wear all different hats. We're directors, casting directors, editors, musicians, producers, executive producers, and we're also actors.
Hold on tight, guys. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break. And now back to the show. We'll say I'm a big fan of bringing back the whole idea of practical effects, because I feel like that's one of those things that people kind of strayed away from it, expecting that, computers were going to be like the way to go as far as like video editing with, bringing in all the practical effects. But for me, it's one of those things that no matter how good it gets, it just doesn't feel like right. Like you're looking at all these Marvel movies and it just doesn't have that same like nuance or type of feel. And especially for like horror, I'm glad that there's this big movement to bring back like the real practical effects for everything, because you can do a lot with a little that way. Like CGI, I feel like you have to have like the best possible program, otherwise everything just doesn't look quite right. But on the flip side, if you're good enough using practical effects, one of my favorite movies is Dog Warriors, and that was early 2000s, and they had a very minimal budget. They had basically just a mask and like morph suits, but using the right type of lighting, using the right type of blood and effects, using the right type of angles, like it ends up turning out way better and way creepier than if you ever use CGI in the first place. It's all just about knowing how to accurately take a spot of the shot and use the correct lighting to kind of play it off. Or even on the flip side, you just hit it with full light and you end up taking on that whole other nuance of like an Evil Dead or like a Dead Alive type of feel to it, where people like the bright, vibrant, goofy practical effects too. So no matter what, man, I'm glad that it's coming back, and I'm glad that you guys are some of the people that aren't just jumping to CGI and AI for this stuff.
Shayn, that the thing that we liked to put in the film, Bugs the Bunny Killer, as well as Snarly was actually a real actor movement. So it's, we got a real person, a real actor that played a creature, and it was completely different experience than if you edit it with AI or, like you said, CGI. Because you just capture the natural movement of the creature. The actor has to be very creative with the movement, practice for that. So working even with an actor to play a creature, it's a fun thing. So it was a lot of fun on the set because of that. And also it's different. It comes off different on camera, it comes more realistic. It comes like it's alive. Of course, you can do an AI everything right now. You can just, sooner or later it's going to be a program that you can just click one thing and it's going to do everything for you in 5 seconds, for that kind of visuals. But still working with a real actor and working with a costume and working, and set decoration people, it's just fun thing.
We have a love for classic films from the 30s and the 40s, like Frankenstein and The Mummy, and also Dracula or The Wolfman. And these actors were the originals, and they actually didn't use AI, as we all know. So we kind of like that feel. We like that organic feel of Boris Karloff, and Frankenstein and Dracula, and also the Wolfman. So that's kind of what was our thinking when we did Bugs the Bunny Killer. Make it more organic. Use an actor. We'll have guys make the outfits for us, and then we'll just we'll craft it from there. We'll put the finishing touches on there, which gives it more, like Karolina is saying, is a more organic feel to
authentic.
it.
It's authentic. It just doesn't feel like it's being made in a computer. You know what I mean? Like it's a real thing that it's chasing you. So.
Say, I was actually on the last episode before this, I was talking with another filmmaker who does some Sasquatch documentaries, but he does some of the scenes where he does some of the reenactments, and we're talking about this whole thing, saying that with the rise of like AI and people using CGI and everything, it kind of takes away obviously a big chunk of like the artistry of this stuff, because if you can just ask a computer program to make something for you, it takes away somebody having those practical abilities to put together a costume, how to do the lighting and everything like that. And even on the flip side, for like the editing sake of it, like you just get this like generic flush over rather than having those particular edits, those particular shots. And it just ends up making it so that you just don't feel as, you don't feel as good about your project. You feel like you're taking like a shortcut. You feel like you're taking the easy way out. So I'm glad that like with the rise of AI and everybody being worried that it's going to end up taking over the arts, that it seems like the people that are in the arts are kind of doing this pushback where, like I've been saying from the beginning, when it comes to computers or any of this stuff, like it's a tool. It's not intended to be used as the end all be all. So, use it as this tool when you need it instead of making it your overall where it's basically just doing the entire project for you. Because then at that point, it's like you can't really feel good about yourself with the project. So I'm glad that, again, you guys are some of the people that are actually doing this stuff shot by shot, precise, actually bringing it back to the independent people, which is why, everybody's kind of moving away from Hollywood and is starting to come into more of these independent films. And, people have an interest in this stuff instead of the generic crap that big budget Hollywood's making right now.
Exactly.
Well, you have a chance to give credit to somebody who plays the creature. You have a chance to give credit to the costume company. You have a chance to work with a very highly creative people, and it's kind of fun. And also, just referring what you said, you can mix both. You can, for example, do a movie with, costume and creature and play with that. But also in editing, you can mix that with AI and you can add those effects on the shot. So, it doesn't, exclude one another thing. It just, you can add those things in post-productions. But still, the whole fun and experience that you get on the set, working with a real costume and real creature is just fun. It's different, it's really cool. Highly recommend.
That leads us to the Snarly Owl.
I was going to say, that was, one of the main focal points, of course. So I guess a good spot to start for this Snarly Yow, at least, because this is something we've talked about a bunch of times in the show. Dave actually coming and talking about it for a bit, too. At least for the Snarly Yow, like, what kind of sparked your interest in wanting to do a cryptid, and in particular, the Snarly Yow, considering that he's not, a super popular cryptid for a lot of people outside of the Appalachian area?
Because we knew about the story. We actually heard about the Snarly Owl, and me and Karolina were at a restaurant one night, and it was right after we finished Bugs the Bunny Killer, and we started thinking about, hey, we know, everybody knows Mothman, Mothman prophecies. Actually, Mothman has also been seen in Mount Misery Road. So when we were shooting Mount Misery Road, there was some red eyes, and there was flickering, and you can actually hear it in some of the footage. We left it in the film. Karolina was flipping out one night, when it's like 8-degree weather, and she starts hearing these flapping wings, and we thought there was a bird, maybe it was a duck or something, but it was something bigger than that. It was a lot bigger than that. So we know about Mothman.
So you guys actually had a flying humanoid encounter while you guys were filming? I just want to make sure I was hearing that correctly. You guys actually had a creature encounter while you were filming?
We think there was a human bird. Some sort of bird. We know this place is, again, Google Mount Misery Road. You'll understand what's happening there. And there is been sightings of Mothman there. So, we were there in the woods by ourselves, when 2:00 in the morning, and these snake paths, and all of a sudden I'm filming her, and we started hearing these flapping, and it's freezing cold in December. So we're wondering, what is this? And I see these little eyes, and they kept rolling a little bit, rolling. And I was like, what the hell is that? But we shot it, and then we hear the thing kind of take off. It was like, just kind of left. We don't know what it was. And there's a lot of that through that movie. We hear people screaming. You hear people crying because the whole movie's about Mary, the asylum that was in the woods there, that burned down during the 1800s. And, they used to keep the crazies in the woods away from society. That's why they would have these, asylums. So Mary burned down the asylum, and she killed all the patients in there. And then they rebuilt another asylum on the same spot, and that burned down again. So there's some of that going on there, A lot of that stuff you can hear. We kind of, when Karolina's editing, she's like, there's those sounds. I said, just leave them in there, leave them in the film. So we left them in the film.
That's awesome for a horror movie. Like, you're actually getting some real experiences in the background and you leave them. Like, that's two birds, one stone. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, and with Snarly, there's a lot of other stuff that happened in Snarly, in the Appalachian. I mean, we literally shot that in Harper's Ferry. So we came about the story by saying, hey, we know that Snarly Yow is second to Mothman in West Virginia. It's one of their favorite mascots. And they promote it heavily. They promote Mothman, but they promote Snarly. So that's how that all came about. So
we thought that the story is really interesting, and we noticed that it would be great to make a movie and tell the story out loud to people. And that's why we decided to make this movie and call it Snarly Owl. That's just a cryptic legend.
We want to just call it Snarly Owl, just like Mothman. And Snarly Owl is a black shuck dog that they think came over with the Germans when the immigrants came over, 300-400 years ago. And this dog had some problems. He's probably a sick dog. And then it became, having kids and having babies and other, what are the baby dogs,
I don't know.
And it lives there. It's been seen in the Battle of South Mountain in 1860s. It's been seen during the Civil War. It's been seen in Harper's Ferry. It's been seen all throughout the Appalachian Mountains. So we took a lot of that and cultivated it, and we put it in our film. We did scenes that are the Battle of South Mountain. We did scenes in Harper's Ferry. We shot right in the town of Harper's Ferry. If anybody doesn't know what Harper's Ferry is, it's the basically where they made the guns during the Civil War. It's the armory of the Civil War. And it's right where the Shenandoah River and the Potomac River meet. And that's exactly where John Brown did his John Brown's raid. So
it's one of our favorite towns.
It's one of our favorite towns. We work with the West Virginia Film Commission, David Lavender, and they were very happy to work with us on this film. We work with the military, the national park there.
All the police
officers from Loudoun County, Jefferson County. They all wanted to be in the film. We had the mayor involved, but we shot right in the historical town.
National park.
We had this damn creature dog terrorizing the community.
The whole Harper's Ferry.
Terrorizing the community. And it came out great. And we literally shot over at the Claymont Society, which is basically George Washington's nephew. And we had this monster just scaring the heck out of everybody, So here's a little bit of Snarly. We don't want to show too much. But
that's just a little glimpse.
That's a little tidbit.
Just a little teaser.
But this monster walks on its hind legs. It has giant, paws. It's got a snout and saliva and red glowing eyes. And he snarls. He snarls. We're on the set, and after we would finish the night, we would have people sending us videos. Because we had a lot of publicity. We were on the local news, all the local papers, and people were sending us dozens of sightings
of Snarly Owl.
So
So we've been receiving videos from the parking lots and other areas of Harper's Ferry when you can clearly see that something just ran through the parking lot, and it looks like a huge, a black dog, but walking on the hind legs. And
it wasn't no deer.
It wasn't no deer.
It was no bear.
No cat.
It was no coyote. Especially in the Appalachian Mountains. We don't know what this was.
Yeah, so we were receiving on our actually cell phone number a lot of those videos, which was kind of bizarre. But we were like, okay.
And it's usually when we're making films, this stuff happens. I don't know why. It's just the omen that it happens. There's a guy that walks around. We've heard about this ghost. That guy walks around with his dogs at night.
That's right.
in an old dirty jumpsuit, like rain suit and hat, and just kind of some old dude like a drifter from like the 1700s, and he looks like that. And he said he actually approached us. We thought he lived locally. And then we looked around the corner and the guy's gone.
Yeah.
It just disappeared. That was it.
So that stuff really happened.
We were, Harper's Ferry is notorious for their trains. So it's a remnants of what happened during the Civil War and how they were collecting guns through their trains. So every 15 minutes or every 10 minutes you hear trains go by. And it bleeds through the mountains there. It's one of the most incredible places probably in the United States. Very beautiful, very scenic. We're right down the road from it right now, and we've been going swimming in the rivers there and promoting our film a little bit, So they're very excited. I was telling Shayn before, we had a big seminar meeting this weekend. And we had all the filmmakers down there, and everybody knows we kind of made the film. And they're very excited when it comes out. We're going to be doing probably one of our first screenings here in Harper's Ferry.
Yeah.
What other place? You'd have to do it in Harper's Ferry, of course.
Of course. And we had, again, the local towns all came together, the police, everybody, and they were open arms for us. Chad and Carrie over at the barn. Monica helped us out. We had Rich, Hempstead helped us out. We had our great film crew that came from Missouri, Adam Bosner. We had Lisa, Joan, great makeup artist. They were all very, helping and opening to us to help us out.
Yeah.
But we had people from all over the United States come to play in the film. So we had people as far as all the way out. I'm trying to think, Texas. We had people out in California.
Zorian came.
Zorian
is our great effects artist, by the way.
Yeah, Zorian's great.
Zorian Missner. He's very talented young person who is just amazing creator. He does all the effects, masks, blood and guts, and all the special effects stuff. He has a whole factory of that. So. If anybody's interested in using effects person, Zorian Missner, highly recommend.
And I think, Shayn, we have some pictures, right? You got somewhere to show us, right?
Yeah.
That you wanted to put up there?
Let's see. Let me bring up the first one here. I'm not exactly sure what order these are in, so I guess I'll just kind of bring them up in the order that you got them in this folder, and then you can kind of just go through them as we go then. Inquiries of Our Reality will be right back after this brief commercial break, so stay tuned. And now back to the show.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this is a scene at the barn. Me and Karolina were both actors, and I had to grow a beard for that movie, and so I'm playing the part of Roger with one of my my hunters, great actor Mike Short. We actually made all the prop bottles. We made everything throughout the barn. That was just kind of I guess that was just for lighting purposes, that we weren't ready to shoot it yet, but we were getting into character there a little bit.
Go to the next one.
Yes, we grow beard, yeah.
That's Joan putting some makeup on me there.
Yeah, so Chuck is actually playing a hunter in the movie. So he had to grow
beard,
and we had to actually get all the guns right from
gain a little bit more weight there too.
A little bit. Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to say too much. We want everybody to watch the film, but this is just some of the behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. That's Josiah. So Josiah was our cam op / gaffer / everything crew. So he's literally the one who did all the steady cam shots, and very talented person.
A very talented kid.
A member of our crew. So they were all Buster Castle crew.
Yeah, they came from Missouri, and we had a blast with them. They'd never been to Harper's Ferry, and they just had a blast with us.
Oh, that's two of our actors that actually played.
We have TJ on the left with the machine gun, the Thompson machine gun.
Yeah.
And then we got Will on the right.
Will DeVoe.
They're both kind of well-known actors in their independent film arena.
And they played two of the hunters in the film, but they did a great job. We had actually 2 actor dogs, right?
Yeah, we actually had 2 Dobermans that were in the film. We had a professional trainer and everything, but you can actually see the sunrise going down in the Appalachian Mountains there. And once it turns black there's no light. So we actually had to light up the whole woods with gorilla grip trucks and with generators and everything. And so we had to, get our cinematography.
We shot at night most of the time.
Most of the stuff was at night too.
Mm-hmm. Here's the whole team. So that's our Buster Castle crew and the team of hunters.
Yeah, you got the gentleman with the bald head to the left in front of me is Adam. He's our director of photography. He's a cinematographer.
The gentleman with the bald head.
It's not gonna like that. So this is when it's getting dark. We did some scenes in that area there. That's near the Claymont Society.
Okay, so we are shooting at night. That's actually, it's still a Climate Society. We're just actually shooting next to the house.
I will submit to you, though, that terrain is brutal.
Oh, yeah.
We shot up in the woods with Bugs the Bunny Killer, so the terrain in New York's woods are a lot different. But in the Appalachian Mountains, it's very...
It's up and down. It's very uneven. And
rocks, ridge rocks, everything.
And at night, it's really hard to even walk on it.
So we had some interesting occurrences that happened, and in a good way. But you can just think why this monster chose this area.
I mean, even like the flat open spots, like I'm sure you guys are familiar with Middleway because that's not too far off from Harper's Ferry. But just in that area, I mean, it's a big plain area, but it's still just a bunch of winding up down hills. So I mean, even driving through there, it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean. Yesterday we were down near the Potomac River, and there's an outbreak there of rocks and trees falling, and there's these waterfalls, and we were wedging ourselves in the waterfalls and getting massages, and you were just thinking this stuff has been flowing down here for who knows how long, these waterfalls, This is a scene of us preparing, getting ready to shoot a scene. That's the cast to the right. You have me, you have Karolina in the back there with the hat on.
So we have all our actors line up. So this is basically our team of hunters. Our actors that played hunters in the film. Maggie, me, TJ, Doug, Mike, Doug, and Will, me, and Chuck.
Saying you got the 2 dogs there that you were mentioning in that previous shot too, just to throw that one in there.
You can see the dogs right there.
I can see them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again in the woods. Again, the crew in the woods. So we spent most of our days in the woods.
You can see that they're wearing T-shirts, but at nighttime it started getting freezing cold there. Mm-hmm. So you got to the left, the blonde-haired girl is
Zan.
What's her name again?
Zan.
Yeah, Zan. That's it, Zan. Another cinematographer, and she's also a gaffer as well. You've got the dog handler in the back. With his 2 dogs, he's actually a trainer. Dave on
Wagner.
set. Yeah, Dave Wagner.
So the whole crew is here.
Yeah, that's some of the crew. No, there's a lot. Look at another 5, 6 people that are not in the scene.
Okay, that's Adam. Okay.
So that's Adam.
That's our director of photography. So he was just amazing. He was trying to get his best shots every time, literally standing on the ladder, laying down his back, just upside down completely just to take a perfect shot. So he was great. He was just running around crazy, but yeah, he did a great job.
You can see in the foreground is a police car. The lights are on. You can't really see it in this image, but both sides of this is the courtyard down at the bottom of where John Brown's fort was. So we want to thank the Harpers Ferry Military National Park to let us shoot there. That's a big deal. I mean, you have millions of people a year go down to Harper's Ferry because they know it's such a beautiful area, and to be able to shoot a monster film and work with the West Virginia Film Commission, it was just an honor.
Say the other big perk is actually getting to do a film about the Snarly Owl, because you guys may not have gotten the same treatment if you're just doing some other horror film. If it's the Snarly Owl, this local legend that people want to see a movie, they want it to be told. You got everybody that wants to be in the film. They want to help out with the film as much as possible. Like, it's awesome that you guys picked a local legend, because just after that, man, you guys got the entire local community behind you guys helping you out.
Exactly, and you just hit it right on the nail there. That's exactly what happened, and this Saturday that just passed, and everybody was very happy that we made the film, and they're all excited to see it. So we're still working on it, and we've got to make sure it comes out perfectly. This is another shot of. So
that's exactly in the heart of Harper's Ferry. That's in Sokolov. Courtyard.
It's the courtyard there
next to the hot alley, and we shot a few scenes there. Came out great. But yeah, as you can see, Adam, our director of photography, he is on the ladder. Like I said, he was just trying to take the best shot every time, everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was it's a really great area there. They were during the raid there. I mean, Harper's Ferry was taken by the South and the North. It changed hands, over 40, 50, 60 times. So you had the Confederates in there taking the army. Then you had the Yankees taking the army back. Then the Confederates taking it back. The Union would take it. The rebels would take it back. So there was a lot of fighting going on around there. So to put a creature in that Civil War arena, it was just amazing.
Adam is on the ladder, like I said. It's a different shot from a different angle. So you can see that's Harper's Ferry. You can see the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's on the Potomac side, the foreground there of the mountain there, Appalachian trails there. We can't show you what he's shooting at, but you can slightly see in the background behind the blonde-haired girl. Is that you, Karolina?
No, it's Zan.
Behind Zan, over here, that's you.
I'm not sure.
I think that's you right there. Behind that second blonde-haired girl that's got the sunlight, you can see there's some cop cars there. So on both sides of that street, and then the other side behind us, there was cop cars there too. And they were all actually real police officers that wanted to be in the film.
Mm-hmm.
How authentic.
Right?
Yeah, we actually put them in the film. We actually had the lieutenants, the captains, the sergeants, guys that were in there, we had a lot of planning going on. We had to plan all the logistics. It took months and months of planning, and we were still amazed how we made that film.
That's the other day. We just went to.
That was the West Virginia Film Commission Society,
Film Night.
And that's Dave Lavender. He's the one that runs it, and he worked closely with me and Karolina to make the film, and he helped us and made everything happen for us. So he was very excited. He couldn't even believe that we showed up, because we live in Florida. So it was like a surprise, because we didn't tell anybody that we were going to come. So we showed up. There's a thing I'm holding. I think there is another image of it coming as we go through these pictures, so you'll get a chance to see what I'm holding there.
Oh, that's you.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me preparing for my role.
So he grew a beard. So this is the first time actually Chuck grew such a beard in his life.
It was actually a little bit longer than that too.
Yeah, never grew a beard like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all right. So that's a scene that we shot in the house. We needed a house to shoot a few scenes there. But
it was called Merchant's Flat.
That was a merchant's flat. So that's basically Airbnb that we rented from our friend of ours from Chad and
Carrie. But it's an old building there, and actually that place is haunted. That place is definitely haunted.
But that was an amazing place and really cool. So we shot it in that Merchant's Flat place. That's in Hartford.
Yeah, the actress is getting ready to walk. She's in
Bolivar. In
Bolivar. But that building there was used for the workers that made the guns. In Harper's Ferry. So it's been there, hundreds of years, maybe from 1830. And there's a rocking chair upstairs, and we heard about the rocking chair. Be careful if you hear the rocking chair at night. And we were like, that's not going to happen. And we heard it rocking at night. So that again scared the crap out of us.
You got to set up a camera up there. You might get an additional shot that you guys could just throw in as like a background shot or something.
But Shayn, we had no time. We were working. Actually, we usually do 12, 13 hours with our film crew. In this movie, we were doing, we shot 80 scenes in 10 days. And there was sometimes we actually went up to 21 hours.
Yeah, one night.
In one day.
The whole night in some sort of day, yeah.
I mean, we literally got there all day, and then we were coming home when the sunrise is coming up.
I remember that.
And going to sleep, sleeping maybe for 6 hours and coming back and shooting another 15 hours.
That's rough. That's dedication, my friends.
It was rough.
Like almost like a military camp. Like you go to, like literally to the war. That's how I felt, like a military camp.
And we want to thank Andy's Pizza, which we forgot about. Andy's Pizza is a local pizzeria here in town, and he was just amazing. He just fed us all kinds of foods.
Andy prepared really great food for us and our crew.
Lunch and dinner, it was just amazing. Pierogies, they had.
And now he's opening a new place.
He's opening, what's the name of the new place now? Is it?
Oh, Inferno. Inferno beer and something.
Inferno Pizza Pub.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. Got great food. I mean, love his chicken parmesan sandwiches. But we were eating so much of this Italian food. It was ridiculous.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break. And now back to that deep conversation you crave.
All right, so that's a scene in that Merchant's Flat, like I said, the one that we got in Bolivar.
That's just one of the actors in our film. And Adam, you can see Adam shooting that scene.
Mm-hmm. Same thing.
That's Adam, POV, point of view, shooting another actress across the table behind Mike, one of our actors. And then you have Josiah in back.
That's the pin.
That's the pin that I was holding. So they have a lot of these pins that are made. So our Snarly kind of looks a little bit like that pin.
Like the picture they made, yeah. So,
but you can see on the bottom there it says West Virginia. It's a little bit cut off from our picture here, but West Virginia film. So they literally made those. So they had that pin, they had the Mothman pin, they had the goat pin. There's a lot of creatures, especially in the West Virginia state, and they're proud of it.
I was going to say, they always say West Virginia's for cryptids. That's always the ongoing joke in the cryptid community, because I think that out of any state, I think they probably have the biggest amount. Them in Ohio, I mean, they got a lot of creature sightings.
Yeah, they love horror. Mm-hmm. And we love it too. You want to talk about the American Ripper?
Yeah, so like I said, this is one of our films we shot that won 10 awards. So this is a feature film. It's a thriller, psychological thriller about a couple that moves into the new house, and the house has a history of murders and other things that happened in the past, and it's kind of haunted, and it makes you that you play Bobby, right? Makes Bobby turns to Henry
Barcelona,
which is a crazy psychopath.
Yeah, I played a psychopath in this film. I mean, I look completely different. We both immersed ourselves into the movie, and actually we shot the whole film ourselves because it was during COVID. So we had nothing to do. We were on lockdown. So we said, hey, let's make a movie. So me and Karolina are both cinematographers. So we took out our cameras and we took out our FX and we took out our audio. And,
That's right.
And we did the whole movie ourselves.
So Chuck is playing Bobby that turns to Henry. And Henry, like I said, is a total psychopath, torturing his wife throughout the movie. It's not for a weak soul. If you like slasher movies, if you like a true horror, and you like uncomfortable movies, that movie is for you. If you don't like that stuff, that movie is
It's not for the squeamish. It's a very disturbing film. Karolina actually won Best Actress on it, too. So that's something to see, Shayn, if you like horror, real horror.
Just out of curiosity, too, for any of the listeners that may want to be able to go and check that film out, where did you guys say that it's available to check out at?
Tubi, TV, Amazon Prime,
Voodoo.
Voodoo, and other internet platforms.
It's a worldwide release.
But Tubi for free. It's highly recommended.
So everybody will be able to find it quick and easy then. It should be, for the most part, on most of the platforms then. Perfect. And then let me bring up the next one here.
That comes to another film that we did in Tampa. And we kind of went all out for this film called Killer Grannies, based on a true story that happened. And we fell in love with the story. I wrote the screenplay on it. And we actually shot it in our hometown in Tampa Bay, Florida, about these sick granny killers. And we had hundreds and hundreds of bums. They were actors.
Actors that played bums.
And you can see in the top hand left corner, they had to grow beards. And so they spent months on growing beards to be in the film. It got so bad that local people thought that they were being invaded by the bums in the streets.
That's true.
And it's actually true. They actually were coming out with Narcan and condoms and different things to make sure that there was no disease that was going to be spreading out through this city.
So just out of curiosity, too, because I'm not actually familiar with this story. I'm sure I probably heard it at some point, but I'm assuming that the two grannies were murdering like homeless people. Is that kind of like the gist of it? Or just for anybody that may not be familiar with the story?
Yeah, so it's two grannies that are
they're taking
the homeless people home, grooming them, and basically taking them and murdering them. And you have to watch the movie to see why.
But I can tell you that we had Rena and we had Jan playing the grannies, and we had hundreds of actors trying to get those parts, and not just their parts, but also the lead bum parts, the transients. And Rena and Jan had played. They play psychopaths in the film. Something that's off the charts. You'll remember them.
That's Killer Grannies, yeah.
Yeah, another one from the picture for that.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another one for the cover for it again too.
Yeah. And that's another one. That's still this Killer Grannies, that we shot. And that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's just a little snippet.
So popping back into the Snarly Yow for a little bit, too, because I know that I have a lot of listeners that are really into the cryptid stuff. So I know that they're definitely going to want to be able to go out and check out this movie. So you guys talk about how you do a lot of your movies from kind of like a slasher perspective. As far as like the Snarly Yow goes, do you guys kind of follow more of like the folklore-y, ghostly kind of storytelling aspect of it? Or you guys get into more of like the slasher aspect of the Snarly Yow?
No, we like the history of it, and me and Karolina are both history buffs, and I'm also part of the Center for Civil War Photography, which is Matthew Brady and Alexander Gardner. These are the first battlefield journalists. So it's a nonprofit organization out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, which is another great place to visit. So we love history. We like history, and we like cryptic creatures. We like anything to do with monsters. So that's kind of how that all came about. So we said, hey, when we do our films, we like to use some facts and some stuff, and then we add a little bit legend, Hollywood to it a little bit.
But it's more like a thriller, to answer your question. It's not really a slasher, like right off the bat that, this creature goes and kills everyone. It's not like that. It's more like a mystery film, like something's going to happen, but you don't know when and what, and suspense, kind of stuff like that. We like to build suspense.
We like to build suspense, and we like to make the viewer uncomfortable. We do like films like Saw, But
that's a total slasher, Saw.
But any of that stuff that kind of makes the viewer feel uncomfortable. It could be any films. We kind of like to put that in our films,
So did you guys end up kind of taking local people's stories as far as like the Snarly Owl goes, or some of obviously the local legend stories and everything? Or did you guys kind of do some like dramatic like reenactments for kind of taking like a gist of like, this is what most people experience when they're going against the Snarly Owl?
Actually, Chuck is a great writer, so he wrote that story and that screenplay himself, in a very short period of time. And his mind never stops creating. So he created the whole thing in his head. Did you? and he put it on the paper, and there you have a screenplay. So, but you learn, right?
I learned from Snarly. I knew about Snarly, and we knew about it because me and her were talking about it. But then you have to kind of, it's just like playing guitar. You have to learn about what Jeff Beck is playing, or what Hendrix is playing, or Santana's playing. So you have to immerse yourself into that guitar player. So we basically immersed ourselves into the Snarly and found out all that was written about him on Google. Stories. We actually asked locals in the town about the Snarly, and then we had people also sending us stuff before we even wrote the film, so they knew that we were making it, so they were telling us stories. So we incorporated a lot of that in the film.
But still, it's fictional. The whole story is fictional.
It's fictional, but it's based on kind of factual
on the legend, but it's fictional, and
it's a fictional story. But the thing is, it's factual too, based on because I believe that the Snarly lives. The Snarly Owl lives just like Mothman lives.
I mean, just to throw in another thing with that too. So, I mean, like, when people see like the reenactments for different creature encounters, like typically you see them in like documentaries where it's a little bit kind of goofy almost, and they kind of do this thing where it's kind of brought back, but it doesn't really like get you into the feel of what those people were really feeling when they experienced that. So one thing that I feel like, the cryptid aspect of horror is like an untapped market that a lot of people haven't really tapped too far into. But I think there's a lot of opportunity within it, because you hear these like horror stories about people encountering these things in the woods, and once you hear it, it doesn't have that same effect as when you're really like setting into it. Like one prime example, like Bluff Creek, you hear about these Sasquatch encounters where people have like rustling outside of the tent, and it sounds scary, but it's like you don't really put yourself in that position. But there's a particular scene in that movie where the guy and his girlfriend are sitting there, and there's all this rustling outside of the tent, and it shows like the true like fear in their face, like if somebody was really in that situation. And that's what I appreciate about like movies like how your guys are kind of doing it in your style, that you guys take the principles of the initial encounters that a lot of people are talking about, and then you kind of try to make this dramatic reenactment to kind of show people like what people would experience kind of sitting in that position. So, it may not be exactly to the T, this is exactly what happened, but it sets a good ambiance for people to kind of understand like the experiences that people are having with these creatures.
It's a good thing that many people, like you said, which is not bad, because I respect other creators and it's fine. But many creators, they just like to show the reaction, like you said, on the face, and you don't really show the situation or what's really going on. So what we like to show the creature. We like to show what really made them feel this way, and why they're so scared and what was going on. So as an editor, I like to just make them experience and feel that creature on the screen. Not really only the reaction of the person, that just the real thing. Just show people the real thing.
We have the story again is that there's a side of the creature that is kind of invincible. He disappears. He vanishes. Bullets go right through him. There's been many hunters trying to kill this creature, monster dog, and they can't seem to kill it. So it lives and it lives on. So we wanted to show a lot of that. You know, we don't. It was kind of the facts of what was brought down from generations of these stories. So we put that in our film. You know,
we wanted to make Snarly a star. We don't want to make him like, a second-hand, actor in the film that people are fear of and you can never see him. We wanted to make him a star.
We wanted to also make him that he is a violent star, too. Mm-hmm. You don't want to screw around with him. That's his territory. The mountains are his territory. That's where he lives. Shayn, show your picture on your shirt there. That's the Snarly Owl. You know, that's it. You know, so he's a black shuck dog. He's vicious, and he lives there, and he doesn't like to be tormented or challenged. I can't tell you too much about our movie, but we put it all in the film, and it has a lot of history in it.
Inquiries About Reality will return after this quick commercial break. And we are back, so let's hop right in. So I guess kind of starting to wrap up with the Snarly Yow stuff. So I know you guys said it's in post-production. Do you guys have an exact date on when exactly the film is going to drop? And also, obviously, you guys said that you're going to do the premiere in Harper's Ferry, but do you know when it might be available for everybody else that might be listening to this podcast to be able to watch?
It should be coming out in 2026. Right now, we are heavily working on post-production, so I believe that early 2026 should be dropping on the screen.
We're shooting for probably Valentine's Day or probably Easter.
February.
Yeah, somewhere in that area. Because we got to promote Bugs the Bunny Killers. That's coming out for Halloween.
Bugs the Bunny Killer, yes. So we are putting that movie first this year. Around Halloween time.
But before we go, Shayn, we also have a big major production that we're doing in Long Island called The Extortion Thugs.
By the way.
And it's a mafia film. So that's a whole nother dramatic suspense thriller. And we put everything in there. It's right up there with Godfather 1, 2, and 3. Goodfellas, Casino, Irishman, Sopranos. We put everything into it. We have 90 actors, 40 locations, 115 scenes, the best of the best actors in the tri-state area.
So it sounds like you guys are just going to keep chugging along and hopefully keep making even more awesome films. Hopefully you're going to dive back into the whole cryptid pocket because I'd love to definitely see some more cryptid stuff come out of you.
We love cryptid.
On the flip side, I would definitely love to see this mobster movie because I feel like it's been a long time since there's been a good, solid mobster movie.
Yeah, we have a few ideas for a few other films already in our heads. So
we have a few other ideas, but we also shot a film in Europe, and it's going to be in post production because we already filmed it. It's called The Sick Witch.
It's about the witch.
Karolina, I don't want to tell you about Karolina's part, but it was amazing. It's about this witch.
It's in post as well.
I can't tell you too much of that, but it's going to be a great story. So,
if you guys want a little bit closer to when the Snarly Yow film is going to be coming out for everybody to be able to check out, we can always do a round two. We can talk about the Snarly Yow as far as like the post-production and everything that you guys have done for it. And then we can also touch base on some of these other projects that you guys are mentioning that you guys can't really get too in-depth into yet. And then another opportunity for the listeners to know and be reminded that the movie's coming out. Because if not, I was going to say when it comes out and it's available, let me know and I'll post on social media, and then all my regular listeners will know that it's out and they'll be able to go and check it out too. So
yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, that's what we'll do, Shayn. We'd love to come back.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
So before I let you guys go completely, I always like to end the show with some words of wisdom. So if there is any words of wisdom you guys might want to bestow on the listeners, possibly maybe even some other people that are starting to get into working in film, what might those words of wisdom be?
Follow your dream. I always follow my dream, and if you believe in something, just go for it. It could be anything you do, from music or movies or acting or comedians or whatever you want to do. Just follow your dream. And we also want to thank our fans for supporting us and loving the stuff that we're doing.
And our crew and cast. Everybody that's helped. Floor, that she's amazing, helping us. Lisa, all these people that believe in what we're doing. And without them, it would be a lot harder. So we appreciate them helping us, and follow your dream, man. That's what we always go by. Follow your dream. If you want to be a couch potato, follow that dream. If you want to party, go out and follow that dream. But we like to make smiles on people's faces. We love entertainment. What do you want to say, Karolina? I just want to say that I would say don't look at your past. Just live in the present day, and feel like every day is not for granted, and be happy every day, no matter what's happening, because a lot of things are happening for us too, and not everything is great, but when you have a good attitude and positive, optimistic vision and clear head, then you can be anybody, you can make everything so happening. So
everything's positive.
Just be happy, be happy and appreciate every day.
Yeah, everything's positive. We don't like to be a pessimist. We know there's hurdles. We know there's obstacles. But we open new doors. And that's
get it done. By the way, get it done.
Get it done. Make it happen. Let's go for it.
Whatever you're doing, get it done. Yeah.
Hey, I always say there's winning and then there's learning. So, it's a matter of perspective when it comes to a lot of things in life. And, as far as like some of the hard stuff goes in life, you need that type of stuff for growth. Obviously everybody has their struggles, but you wouldn't grow and improve if it wasn't for those struggles. So don't let them keep you down, and make sure that no matter what your project is, no matter what your passion is, don't get discouraged from it and keep chugging along and doing it, because if you give it up today, you never know what might happen with it tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
And if anybody wanted to be able to keep up to date on any of the projects that you guys are working on, you guys already mentioned, of course, where people can come and find your movies, or if anybody wanted to possibly contact you for any reason whatsoever, where might people be able to find you guys on the internet, and where might people be able to get updates from you guys?
The best would be if you follow us on our Facebook page, 3 Rats Entertainment with number 3. 3 Rats, like rats, RATS, entertainment. But also if you want to shoot us an email, that's very easy. It's the same thing, 3ratsentertainment@gmail.com. So we are getting like thousands and hundreds of thousands emails every day from our fans, from crew, from actors, from people who wants to be in a film, people who actually, are looking for other projects. So if you're looking for a project or want to be in a film or want to help on the set or be involved in the film with us, just shoot us an email.
Yeah, you can also look us up on Facebook, me and Karolina, either Chuck Morrongiello or Karolina.
Carolina, yes.
Karolina Morrongiello.
I am, yes. I am.
Karolina Reisenbach.
Yes. Facebook doesn't allow me to change my last name until I submit my driving license. I'm not doing that on Facebook. So.
Yeah, no, that's too far. It's just social media.
Yeah.
But you can find us, and Shayn, be friends with us on that too. We'd love to keep in touch with you as well. So
absolutely, and I appreciate you guys making the time to come on today. It was a really fun conversation. I'm glad that we were able to get into the Snarly Yow film, and we have just yet another person that's actually going to start bringing the cryptid aspect into horror. So again, I'm really glad that you guys are doing this project, and I really appreciate you guys' work, and I'm really looking forward to being able to see the movie when it comes out.
Thanks, Shayn, and
Thanks,
thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on your show, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If anyone would like to get in touch with me for any reason whatsoever, you guys can do so through email, which is inquiriesofallrealitypodcast@outlook.com, or through social media. Instagram and Facebook are the two that I'm the most active on. Or you guys can also get a hold of me through the submission form, which is up at the top of the link tree. And the last way you guys get a hold of me is through the hotline. You guys can text or call that 24/7. That number is 313-364-1551. And if you guys happen to miss that, it is available down in the show notes. And every other thing that I mentioned, which is available off of the link tree, is also available down in that show description. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Hope today's show has connected some dots in your own reality. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Reality isn't what it seems. I'm Doc D's taking aboard a craft with a tractor beam. Is life a simulation? simulation or an astral dream. Aliens travel through black holes in different galaxies. Life is a bizarre odyssey, with a mic talking about philosophy. Well, Bigfoot is stalking campers as a Wendigo walks through the woods of sharpened antlers, using a Ouija board to talk to the dead like a necromancer. There's so many questions and not enough answers, so if you're interested in mysteries and abnormal